Our top focus story on the broadcast is 5th August 2020 and Ayodhya's tryst with destiny. 12 minutes and 15 seconds past noon, Ayodhya will have its tryst with destiny and history. The foundation stone of the Sri Ram temple will be laid by Prime Minister Narendra Modi tomorrow afternoon. The Prime Minister is expected to place a 30-kilogram silver brick that will pave the way for the construction of what is being described as a Divya Bhavya Ram temple at Ayodhya. Ayodhya Nagri is all decked up and drenched in divinity.
12:15 p.m. August 5th, 2020. The date and time will be etched forever in Indian history.
Shri Ram Chandra Kripalu Bhaj Man Harana Bhava Bhayadarunam.
A little after noon, the Bhumi Pujan for the construction of a temple for Ram Lalla will be held on Wednesday, bringing a decade-old fight and centuries-old dispute to an end. The timing is significant. The belief is Ram was born in the very same Muhurat. Attending the ceremony will be a select group of guests. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will fly in the morning. 5,100 Kalash will welcome him to the temple town. They will be lit with diyas all along the route he takes. Only a few people will be allowed on the dais. On the podium with the Prime Minister will be RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat, UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, Governor Anandiben Patel and Ram Temple Trust Chief Nritya Gopal Das.
पूरी अयोध्या में दीप जलाया जाएगा और मंगल गान होंगे, प्रसाद वितरण होगा, बहुत से कार्यक्रम, बहुत से आयोजन मोदी जी के काल में रखे जाएंगे.
Veteran BJP leaders L.K. Advani and Murli Manohar Joshi will join the ceremony virtually. Only 175 guests have made the cut in these COVID times. 135 saints from across the nation from different spiritual branches will lead the rituals. India today has exclusively accessed the model of the Grand Ram Mandir. This is how it will look once the work is completed. 5 domes with intricate carvings inside. A temple with 3 stories with height of 161 feet and 318 pillars, 106 on each floor.
In less than 24 hours from now at the Abhijit Muhurat, the work on the Grand Ram Temple, which Hindus across the globe have been waiting for many, many years, is going to begin. Soil from 200 sacred places and water from 100 rivers will be used in the ceremony, which will see Prime Minister Narendra Modi in attendance. And people in this ancient town hope that this Grand Ram Temple is going to usher Ayodhya into a new era. With Dinesh Talankit Tyagi in Ayodhya, India Today.
Now, devotees say for them, this is Deepavali and an early Diwali. Sri Ram spent 14 years in Vanvas. Devotees say they've waited 500 years for this temple to be built. And this Choti Diwali, India Today's Aishwarya Paliwal has sent us this report as thousands and thousands and lakhs of diyas have been lit up across Ayodhya Nagri.
The only name which is relevant in today's Ayodhya is of Lord Ram. Be it the hymns which are being sung over loudspeakers across the city or the way people greet each other. The only name one will hear in this temple town is of Lord Ram. It feels as if it's Diwali in the month of August here, which is why you see people lighting diyas. The residents believe that now they have to welcome Lord Ram, which is why they have come out of their homes, they're on the streets lighting diyas to welcome their beloved Ram. This is Aishwarya Paliwal reporting for India Today with camera person Pradeep Gupta from Ayodhya.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will return to Ayodhya after nearly 3 decades. Now, as a BJP Karyakarta, Narendra Modi had accompanied Murli Manohar Joshi to Saket Nagri or Ayodhya in 1991. Then, at that point of time, he told a local photographer that he would only return once he's in a position to build a temple. And tomorrow, the Prime Minister will honor that commitment. Posters of Prime Minister Narendra Modi are now splashed across the Sri Ram Nagri as the city gears up for a grand Bhumi Pujan.
The stage is set. Final preparations are underway. Religious passion has enveloped Ayodhya. In less than 24 hours, Ayodhya will have a date with history. Exactly at 12:15 p.m. on Wednesday, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will do the Bhumi Pujan for the Grand Ram Temple. This will be Narendra Modi's first visit to Ayodhya as Prime Minister. In September 1990, Narendra Modi, then 39 years old, had accompanied L.K. Advani's Ram Rath Yatra. 3 decades later, Advani will be joining the ceremony via video conferencing.
इस बात का श्रेय प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी को दिया जा सकता है कि उन्होंने 2014 में चुनाव के पूर्व ही इस बारे में कहा कि संविधान के दायरे में रहकर के श्री राम जन्मभूमि मंदिर निर्माण का मार्ग प्रशस्त करेंगे.
Not surprising then that after Lord Ram, it is posters of Prime Minister Modi that are pasted across the temple town, which is splashed with various hues of saffron. PM Modi will land in Ayodhya at 11:30 and will straight away head to Hanumangadi temple to offer his prayers.
10 मिनट का कार्यक्रम है. 10 मिनट के कार्यक्रम में आना है, पूजन करना है, परिक्रमा करना है, संतों से आशीर्वाद लेना है, फिर वापस हो जाना है.
The first place that Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit once he reaches the temple town of Ayodhya is the Hanumangadi Mandir. That's the same place where I am standing at the moment. On one hand, the authorities are making sure that the entire temple premise is being sanitized every 2 hours, and on the other hand, the beautification process of the entire temple is also taking place.
The Prime Minister will reach the Ram Janmabhoomi site at 12 p.m. and offer prayers before the Ram Lala idol. RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat, Nritya Gopal Das, UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath and the Governor will be on the dais. The Prime Minister will then inaugurate and perform the Bhumi Pujan ceremony at 12:40 p.m. The promise of a Ram temple catapulted BJP into the corridors of power. The groundbreaking ceremony on Wednesday will be a culmination of the resolution that was passed in Palampur in 1989. With Rahul Srivastav and Aishwarya Paliwal, Bureau Report, India Today.
There's breaking news that's coming in from Lebanon. There's been a massive explosion that's been reported in central Beirut. Now, there have been casualties, we are told, that have been reported. Several windows, doors, buildings have been affected in several buildings hundreds of feet away from the epicenter, which is believed to be the port of Beirut. There are several people who are feared trapped in the debris after the explosion. Some of these visuals can be extremely distressing and we urge viewer discretion. Reports say this explosion was in the port area of the city. It's still not clear what kind of explosives were used in this blast, but this blast comes just ahead in the verdict in a trial over the killing of former Prime Minister Rafiq Hariri in 2005. A UN tribunal is also due to issue its verdict in the trial of 4 suspects in the murder by car bomb. I want to quickly cut across to Bashar al-Halibi, who joins us from Beirut for more. Sir, what more can you tell us about the blast? What's the latest?
First of all, hello to you and to the viewers. What we have so far is two things. First of all, the explosion. Obviously, it wasn't one single explosion. It was possibly two or three, which followed each other. The explosion happened in the port of Beirut. So for people who don't know, Beirut is some sort of a peninsula that goes into the Mediterranean Sea. The port is a secluded area at the tip of this peninsula, at the tip of Beirut, and the explosion happened there. The scope of destruction is unprecedented. Beirut has lived a 15-year civil war. It has lived waves of bombings, assassinations, and Israeli invasion, and people can assure you and can confirm that the scope of destruction and the scope of the explosion is unprecedented. The first rumor on the street was that this was a storage place for firecrackers. Obviously, this is any reasonable and rational mind cannot accept such a rumor. Right now, the head of the General Security has alluded to the fact that there might be explosive material, chemical material inside one of the storage facilities inside the port, which which is why the resulting explosion was this massive. Personally, I wouldn't put this explosion within the line of reasoning that has been introduced by you, sir. I don't think this is consequential to the verdict in the Rafiq al-Hariri, the Lebanese ex-prime minister's verdict that's going to come out, the special tribunal, international tribunal, that's going to come out in 3 days. Personally, I think this is an explosion that mirrors the mysterious explosions that have been taking place in Iran without any kind of information that we have on these explosions. And I would put it more into the rising tension and escalating tension between the Israelis from one side and Iran and its proxies from the other. The explosion obviously
Stay safe, Mr. Yes.
Thank you.
Mr. Habibi, that is all I have time for. We will come back to you for more, but for the moment, I want to shift focus to the other big story we're tracking here on India Today, and that is Pakistan's Prime Minister Imran Khan's bizarre rant and his bizarre actions. He unveiled a new political map of Pakistan, and this map has Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh, and Junagadh in Gujarat as part of Pakistan. Now, this map was unveiled by the Pakistan government on the eve of the first anniversary of abrogation of Article 370 and the integration of Jammu and Kashmir. Also, the bifurcation of the state into two union territories. In the past too, Pakistan has desperately tried to raise the Kashmir bogey and failed. Let's listen in to Imran Khan. India Today's Foreign Affairs editor Geeta Mohan joins me for more on the story. Also with us is Lieutenant General Gurmeet Singh, former Chinar Corps commander. But Geeta, quickly to you, how has Government of India reacted to this bizarre move by Pakistan?
Well, calling it absurd, which is what it is. The Indian side has said that this just exposes Pakistan's intentions, and it is not in the realm of legal or international norms. That's the stand that India has taken. We will have to wait and see how India will take the issue forward. But it seems like what Pakistan is trying to do is just provoke India and try to make draw home a point which nobody is buying over here. The international community is very clear on what Pakistan has been doing in the region, as well as the kind of cross-border terrorism that it continues to support, which is what the Indian side again highlighted, that Pakistan should stop the cross-border terrorism that emanates from Pakistan into these very same territories that it says is now a part of Pakistan. We always knew this was their plan, but right now they've spelt it out openly. So Pakistan does indeed, Gaurav, stand exposed.
General Gurmeet Singh, you've watched Pakistan very closely as an adversary, as an enemy, as a state sponsor of terror. Pakistan was fooling the people of Kashmir by this bogey of plebiscite for 70 years. That bogey now stands completely exposed. Pakistan was only desperate for territory, and its game stands exposed, sir.
Absolutely. In fact, what Pakistan has done today, it indicates its frustration and desperation. It's crossing the limit of errors, you know, and it also shows that it has lost a balance as a nation. the Prime Minister related to the official status, but they don't know what damage they have done to Pakistan. It erodes the credibility of Pakistan in the diplomatic parlance of the globe. In fact, it takes away the legal validity of what they're saying, and they have further embedded themselves into lies and propaganda. It shows that the stress and the strain of being proxy of Pakistan is showing on them, because a similar act was also done by Nepal in the Tri-Junction there, and now it has been done by Pakistan, and that too on the day of 5 August.
But General, is there an apprehension, and in a moment we hope to be joined by Mona Alam from Pakistan, but General, in your appreciation, is Pakistan actually, you know, Pakistan is a vassal state of China, that's virtually clear, but are they playing to China's gallery so that their next step could be integrating Gilgit and Baltistan as their 5th province?
It is not only playing to the gallery, they have sold themselves totally. They are so deep down into the depth, and in fact, there is a tremendous pressure on them also because of failure of the entire concept of China-Pakistan economic corridor. In fact, India has drawn its red line very, very clearly on 5th and 6th of August 2019. It has very categorically said that our red line says that POK, Gilgit-Baltistan, will be taken back. So there should be no doubt. And this also includes excision. In fact, that is the reason that the axes of the proxy are absolutely into the desperation, because the Pakistan's whole story narrative of Kashmir has gone for 6. And it is 1 year that they should have understood and not walk into error and the erroneous zone thereafter.
Okay. Geeta, in such a situation, will Pakistan's next move be to please their Chinese masters, make Gilgit and Baltistan their 5th province, and hope that the China-Pakistan economic corridor moves forward, because that will make India react both to China and to Pakistan?
Well, it is indeed a desperate move, like the General said, Gaurav, because look, we are seeing a lot of resistance to the CPEC in the areas of Balochistan, with the Baloch and Sindhi organizations coming together now and saying that they are not going to allow CPEC to run through their region. In such a scenario, this is a desperate move where they want to show that the entire region of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir is a part of Pakistan, and trying to consolidate their position. Having said that, the question you raised about Gilgit-Baltistan, now whether if it is made a 5th province or not is not as important as the fact that they have already tried claiming land and tried claiming the whole of Jammu and Kashmir, which should be a wake-up call to all those who spoke about Azad.
Okay. You're absolutely right. Geeta, give us a moment to try and establish that audio link with you, but you're absolutely right. It's a wake-up call, General, for all those in our country who were using this Pakistani line. You know, unfortunately, that Ghulam Nabi sponsored ecosystem in our country that also spoke of plebiscite in Jammu and Kashmir. And remember, for the benefit of our viewers who are young, the first condition of plebiscite is Pakistan vacates Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, including Gilgit, Baltistan, the so-called northern areas. Indian Army goes and establishes its presence all across, and then United Nations talks about plebiscite in a situation where the demographic profile that's been changed in POK needs to be restored. Na Norman Tel hoga, na Radha nachegi. But General, that ecosystem now loses face, quite like Imran Khan.
Absolutely. I think that's a chapter which is totally gone. That chapter has been swept away by 5th August 2019. In fact, now the red lines are in the place, and it's just a matter of decision. In fact, I'm definite about it that the collusiveness, collaboration of China and its proxy Pakistan is not going to work out anyway. And the red lines which India has already laid on the track now, it's a matter of when and how. I think that's where we need to be enhancing our capability, capacities, and skill to materialize those red lines. I think the chapter and the story in totality has changed now.
Okay. General, tomorrow is the first anniversary of the abrogation of Article 370. Pakistan's Prime Minister, their army, they've cried on every shoulder from the United Nations to the Islamic world to the United States to China. They've not got even a patient hearing anywhere. So could they once again resort to terror either at the line of control or elsewhere in our country tomorrow? There still is clear and present danger, General.
In fact, they have still not dropped their strategic tool of terror, proxy, lies, propaganda and deniability. So it is important for us to ensure that we are alert, we are prepared. And now actually the trend of India has changed. Now the trend is on preemptive and proactiveness and preparedness. And in fact now the trend of India is that it'll be hard decision, it'll be hard resolution, and it'll be hard implementation of national will. If they attempt anything of that type, then what is going to happen, Pakistan also would understand in the current dynamics.
Okay. Fair enough. Geeta Mohan and General Gurmeet Singh, for the moment, many thanks for joining me. It was a historic 5th of August in 2019 when Article 370 was abrogated and Kashmir, Jammu, Kashmir and Ladakh, they were bifurcated into 2 union territories and integrated with the rest of the country. It will be a historic 5th of August 2020 when Prime Minister Narendra Modi travels to Sri Ram Nagri, Ayodhya, and does the Bhumi Pujan for a Divya Bhavya Ram Mandir. We'll be reporting from early tomorrow morning and get you the latest on that story. But that is all I have time for on this India First special broadcast. Many thanks for watching.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.